Think your morning coffee habit is harmless? What if I told you it could be the very thing wrecking your hormones? And if you're skipping breakfast or just grabbing coffee first thing, thinking it will help with fat loss, I get it. I used to think breakfast was optional too, until my hormones decided otherwise, and the scale started creeping up no matter what I did. Turns out what we think is helping us lose weight might actually be wrecking our hormones and making fat loss even harder after 40. By the way, if you're serious about balancing your hormones naturally, make sure to grab my hormone balancing starter kit. It's a super easy way to get started on your own, and I'll be sure to link it below. And before we get into it, go ahead and hit that like button and be sure to subscribe because every week I share the real truth about women's health after 40 and the stuff nobody else is telling you. So, what's really going on behind the scenes? When you skip breakfast or just have coffee alone, you spike our stress hormone cortisol first thing in the morning. Now, cortisol naturally goes up in the morning, but when you just have coffee and don't eat breakfast, you spike it even higher. And then without real fuel, your blood sugar tanks. So these two together put your body in a tailspin. It thinks you're in danger. So it triggers even more cortisol to dump stored sugar into your body to survive. And at first, your body can totally manage it. But when you do this every single day, it ends up burning out your cortisol rhythm. It increases insulin resistance, and that's when your cells stop responding to insulin properly, which in turn leads to more cortisol, more belly fat storage, more insulin resistance, which means it's harder to lose fat. You're going to get more cravings. You're going to have more mood swings. And the real issue here is that high cortisol and insulin resistance also start throwing off your female hormones like estrogen, progesterone, and thyroid hormones. Translation, your body holds on to fat, tanks your energy, messes with your mood, and slows your metabolism to a crawl. And I know what you're thinking, but my husband skips breakfast and just slams coffee all morning and he's fine. Girl, listen, he's not you. Men have completely different hormones. We can't just copy what works for them and expect it to work for us. Our bodies thrive on stable blood sugars, hormone rhythm, and fueling our body for maintaining muscle, especially after the age of 40. And listen, if you want to get a better handle on your hormones, don't forget to grab my hormone balancing starter kit linked below. There's even some little breakfast ideas in there for you. So, what should you actually eat in the morning? If you're not going to work out right away, you're going to want to mix a protein with a healthy carb and a little healthy fat, because protein helps stabilize your blood sugar and builds lean muscle. Carbs give your brain and muscles some fast fuel, and a little fat slows digestion just enough to keep you satisfied. But if you're working out first thing in the morning and you don't want a heavy meal, which is what I do, you're going to want to focus mostly on easily digestible carbs, a little protein, and save heavier fats for after your workout. So some simple pre-workout ideas. Bone broth. This is my personal go-to. Maybe a little collagen stirred into your coffee or tea. Maybe a half a banana with, say, peanut butter or almond butter, a handful of berries, and a hard-boiled egg, or even a small protein shake with either water or almond milk. Personally, I usually sip on some warm bone broth before my morning workouts, and I also stir collagen right into my coffee for a little easy protein boost. And if I know I'm going to have a bigger workout, I'll add a little carb, like a half a banana or some berries to give me the extra fuel without making me feel super heavy going into my workout. Inside the hormone balancing starter kit, I've got some simple ideas that you can steal, so you do not want to miss that. When you eat a balanced breakfast with protein and carbs, you naturally blunt that early morning cortisol spike. You train your insulin to work more efficiently, and you support your metabolism instead of stressing it. And listen, this is huge because after 40, your metabolism thrives on blood sugar stability, not wild swings between starving and crashing. And if you're familiar with Dr. Stacy Sims, you know she's shouting this from the rooftops. Women are not small men. We have to fuel our bodies differently, especially in midlife. Skipping breakfast or relying on caffeine alone, that's a fast track to hormone chaos, not the path to feeling strong, lean, and energized. So if you're realizing this might be the part that's holding you back, drop a thumbs up in the comments below. I love hearing what shifts you're making after these videos. And if you're wondering if your hormones are already out of whack, I've got a quick hormone imbalance quiz linked below too. It only takes a minute or two, and you'll get some instant action steps based on your symptoms. And hey, remember, if you found this helpful and you're still here, hit that like button. It helps more women like you find this information. And honestly, we need more real talk about hormones out there. And don't forget to subscribe for more tips on balancing your hormones naturally, boosting energy, and finally getting the results you deserve after 40. And with that, we'll see you right back here next week. Ciao.